What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna look at Sea of Thieves again, but this time at 3440 by 1440, ultra wide. All set up and ready to go. I like actually just putting the laptop up there now with the other computer off, because that gets it so it's not precariously hanging off the edge of a table or something, so if Misty jumps up not knowing, she doesn't make the whole laptop fall to the ground, and then there goes the YouTube channel. Anyway, let's get in and look at some settings, shall we? So, starting off our 1440p video here, you can see right here that we are on the native resolution, no VSync or anything, and full screen. So we won't look at that screen no more, but we're going to start with recommended, just like we did on the other videos. Which sure does put a lot of stuff on Mythical. But a few things down here always stay on Curse, which is why at the end I always max out the game too. But, let's get into some gameplay now. So here we are with our recommended settings here. Here we go, now get the damn cursor out of the frickin' middle of the screen. So let's just run around our little island, so we can test out the FPS. It is a very cool looking island, as small as it is. Definitely captures the pirate-esque kind of life. I don't know, I kind of like cel-shaded games like this, and Borderlands and stuff like that. Even though it's not like photorealistic, it can still look really good too. I believe Breath of the Wild would even be considered cel-shaded. Not 100 on that. Wow, that's some good timing with the music to just kind of chill out, look over all this. But alright, let's move on. So, now we're going to do some recommended settings. Camera recorded now. Let's just head down off the top of the mountain. Still want to know if there's anything in there, but I don't think so. Oh, come on now. Aha! Cool. Hopefully there's a way for me to get out. Okay. So to get out of here, I just have to move this a few times. Get that drawbridge to go down. Hell yeah. Oh, what the hell? Why can't I move? Oh, that's really fucking stupid. I hate games like that, so I have to hit F again and then run. Now we're gonna move on to Cursed, which is this game's version of Low. Or Lowest, not really sure which one, but probably everything is pretty much minimum. And now, let's move on. Here we go with the Curse settings. Kind of stuck in a cave right now. Can we sit in the rowboat? I guess I can't use it without oars though. Damn, I was hoping I could just like take a boat out for a spin, you know? Oh well, what else do we got in here? Alright, that literally goes nowhere. It just leads around in a circle. Okay. Waterfall comes into the cave and everything. Fancy. Alright, and I can't get out because I forgot to pull the damn lever. Hey, an ore. Ah, damn it. I guess I can't grab it. Can't blame a guy for trying. I want to take the ore and see if I could take the ore and take the boat out for a spin, but they're not going to let me do something like that. But why don't we move on? Alright, now we've got some cursed camera recorded gameplay. Well, we're underwater. Well, at least I figured out a way to get into that one door area. Oh, nope, not quite. I was hoping maybe the water would be able to push me up onto this rock. Come on. Get on the rock. There you go. Alright, doesn't look like I can really jump up anywhere anyway. I was hoping maybe I could jump up some rocks or something, you know? Alright, I think we found some shore finally. Alright, let us move on. Time now for some common graphic settings. Not too much to look at here, so this won't take long. I mean, half of this is just visibility and other random stuff, so let us move on. So, now let's get on with some common gameplay here. Let's just run over to this other side real quick. It's almost like a horseshoe. Wow, that thing sure creaks a lot, but I guess it does have the ocean hitting it. Water is pretty heavy. There's our little lagoon. And our chickens. Alright, though. I'd say it is about time for us to move on. Now for some common camera recorded gameplay. Let's go over here to one of the places that drops FPS the most. Finally got to be in that area. Finally figured out how to get in. Not gonna go back in now because you're all stuck in a cave like permanently. You have to like swim out. As far as I can tell, there's no way to. Oh. Now I feel retarded. There was just a lever to open it the whole fucking time right there. Oh well, you live and you learn. And besides, I found a way in there without opening that door, so yes. Winning! Oh no, I have hurt myself. I have to be more careful. Oh no, I don't have any more food. Oh well, as long as I don't do that too much, I won't die on the training island. But alright, why don't we move on? Now it's time for us to have a look at the rare graphic settings here. And alright, already time for us to get into the gameplay. Well, alright. Now we've got our rare gameplay now. Still getting excellent FPS though. But that's why this is a really good middle ground. If you want some immersion, but you don't want to sacrifice lots of FPS for 4K. I mean, don't get me wrong, this still eats up a decent amount of power, but it's still nothing compared to 4K. But I still think the sweet spot for this laptop is 1440p. And then 1080p if you're like me and you like competitive stuff with lots of FPS. Or want the ability to have a lot of high FPS and max your game out. Because most games it can. They can get well over 60 even maxed out. Just because of the low resolution. Anyway though, let us move on. So now we got some rare camera recorded gameplay here. Well, don't want to fall off the mountain again and hurt myself. Shame I can't just find another coconut or a banana or something to eat. Get some life back. Oh well, I guess what I really need life for. It's not like anything attacks you here. Besides that one skeleton thing at the very beginning where you get your cut, or what do they call this thing? A karas? Alright though, why don't we move on? Okie dokie. Now we got some legendary quality settings to go through here. Almost lost my voice there at the beginning. Oh well. Luckily we're almost done with this. I'll take a drink and then we'll move on to gameplay. Now let's move on to some legendary quality gameplay here. Sure are a lot of birds chirping away in this game. Let's see, look at that, we're on Legendary and we're still getting 90 FPS. Although I guess let's see what happens once we get into this forest. Now we're in the 80s, high 80s. But I have a feeling once we get to 4K, we're going to be in the 50s there. Like 54, 55, 56 kind of area. There we go, let's look at those real quick. And move on. So now we're on Legendary, so let's get ourselves some camera recorded gameplay now. I don't want to set sail yet. I'm getting recordings for YouTube. I will sail when I am damn well ready, and not a minute before. Oh nice, you can just sit here. Cool. It is quite a damn good view. Alright, stand up and not fall off the mountain. Already fell off it a couple of times. Maybe even 3 times. No, I think it was only 2 times. Didn't die, though. One time I didn't even get hurt. I got more hurt falling off that little ledge earlier than I did falling off the whole goddamn mountain. Don't know how that happened, but it happened. I think I got lucky and it, like, slid down the mountain. And kind of like in Skyrim, it just didn't count as you falling. It just counted as you sliding or something. So, lucked out on that one. I feel like that would be the one kind of thing that would probably get you killed in this game. Falling from, like, a mountain onto, like, concrete. Well, not concrete, but rock and sand, you know. Alright, though. Let us move on to the next graphics preset. Mythical Settings now. So, scroll down we shall. An end to the gameplay yonder. Alright, now we're on Mythical Settings here. So let us just run around a little. There, I guess there's our chickens. I was wondering, last time we did this, they were like over on the beach. Now they're all the way up here. Huh. There's some island over there. I wonder what's over there. The chicken's underwater like a submarine. Alright, let's go over and have a quick look at one of the spots that gets the worst FPS anyway. It's not the worst, I found out, but still one of. Still in the 80s for now. Down to 82 when we looked at that waterfall, though, for a second. 78 is so far the lowest I've seen, but that's still above 60. Don't know, 77 there for a second. Still, though, does not bode well for our staying over 60 with the 4K, though. If we're already that close to going under 60 at ultra-wide. Alright, though, moving on. Now we're on Mythical, so let's get a little bit of some camera gameplay now. Just run on around on the beach here. Definitely not a bad looking game. And it still runs great even on ultra wide. We're not quite maxed out yet, but we're on Mythical on a bunch of the main settings, and we're still getting on 100 FPS. Well, in the high 90s, but still. That's well over 60. We've been getting some pretty good frame times. We had a spike or two every now and again, but I mean, that happens in every game on every computer I've owned. I've never had a game just be flawlessly smooth forever, non-stop. There's always some stutter here and there, which always irritated me. Especially on console. I mean, you have all the frickin' tools at your disposal. Make it run at, like, at least if you're going to make it run at 30, make sure it runs at constant 30 and never once even drops below 31, not even to 29, you know? Now, it's a little harder to do with computers because there's so many different, you know, settings, too many different configurations, and all that nonsense. Alright, though. Why don't we move on and max this game out? Now we have maxed the game out, so it says custom up there, but everything is now has the slider all the way over to the right as far as it can go. Except for stuff like this that would turn stuff off, which we don't want to do. And then a bunch of stuff we don't need to care about, so let's get into the game. Alright, now last up for our screen recorded gameplay here, we've got maxed out. So I figured we'd come up here to the spot where we've got the worst graphics and just kind of look around. Or not worst graphics, but worst frame rate. Worst graphics? No, we're on highest graphics we could possibly be. That'd be awfully silly if they all of a sudden became the worst while being maxed out. Ha. Sometimes I misspeak. It happens to everybody. And obviously I could just stop the recording and go and take that part out and go restart the whole thing again, but it's more real that way. It's not like I'm trying to be flawless with my speech or anything. I'm just trying to show people how games run and whatnot. And then every time I have to go back and do stuff, that's less time I'm spending making more videos and showing you guys how more games run. Now, don't get me twisted. I'm not sitting here going, oh, okay, well, that gives me the excuse to just not try and be lazy and whatever. No, that's not what I'm trying to say at all. Still want to get the most, let's see, how would I say this? The best showing of what the laptop can do. And with that, let's move on to camera. Alright, now we're maxed out. Let's get ourselves some camera gameplay. And we definitely have to, maxed out, go check out this area where we get the worst FPS, just to see if we drop under 60. So far the lowest I've seen is like 74. And that was when I was looking out on top of the world up here. So let's go see if it's about the same while we're recording with the camera, where nothing is taking away performance of the computer at all. Alright, so do we still, yep, down now 73, about the same. Nope, 72, 71. Don't really know what makes it drop that far down, that's down there, but something definitely does. But for the most part, we're still not under 60, but that's only 10 away from 60, which leads me to believe that at 4K, I'm probably not going to be able to max this game out and stay over 60 all the time, but I think it'll average over 60, which is always impressive when this thing can play games at 4K, especially maxed out, and still get over 60, you know? Because it's not like this laptop's ever said, oh, this is the 4K gaming laptop. No one's ever said that. I just decided to try and see what it can do with all that VRAM. And so far, it seems to be doing pretty decent. Anyway, though, I'd say it's about time to wrap this video up. Well, alright, guys. That about wraps it up for 3440 by 1440. And it did great. Never dropped below 60 even once. We got down to like 71, I think. So, makes me think if we're only 10 FPS over 60 now at ultra-wide, we're probably not going to be able to max out 4K and always be over 60. But I'm pretty sure we'll still average over 60 even maxed out. I guess we'll find out, because I'm going to go make the video for 4K right now. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until the next one, peace out, guys.